we're getting bigger bites from people. We're also getting more bites from more people.
According to Gevo's latest investors presentation, take-or-pay contracts and offtake agreements to a value of $20 billion are actively being discussed and negotiated with high-quality customers.
Every day I'm all over my guys. Where's the damn contracts? We don't have fundamental issues that are wrong. It's about you're passing it up through management channels of giant-ass companies.
So, who are these giant-ass companies? In this video, I'm digging for clues on the internet that may give us a hint which companies that Gevo may be negotiating with. But please keep in mind, this video is for entertainment purposes only. But nonetheless, the research I present in this video is based on facts from official sources on the internet. With all that said, let's start digging. So, take a company like Royal Dutch Shell. Shell is currently ranked as number 19 on the Fortune Global 500 list, but for decades, Shell has been ranked among the top 10 largest companies in the world, with 87,000 employees worldwide and revenue over 180 billions a year. There's no doubt that Shell is a giant-ass company, and you certainly would define it as a high-quality customer. But what about their approach to climate change? Are they willing to do anything about all their emissions?
Becoming a net zero emissions energy business by 2050 in step with society. Nice words, you say, but what does it actually mean? Now, to reach net zero emissions, a target by 2050, Shell will need to reduce that to zero. Yes, zero.
Net zero emissions by 2050. That's a very ambitious goal. So what's their take on sustainable aviation fuel?
Sustainable aviation fuel, or SAF, is a safe, proven replacement for fossil jet fuel, which has the potential to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 80% compared with conventional jet fuel. Shell is working to bring more sustainable aviation fuel to more airports so that we can all fly and emit less.
Oh, this is great. They promote SAF as an innovative solution. So, is it possible they would consider working together with a company like Gevo?
The role of Shell here is to play along the value chain to make sure that we work with producers, with manufacturers, with logistic providers, and with the technology that is required in all of this to provide SAF to our customers.
All right, Shell has a great demand for producers and manufacturers of SAF. Now let's head on to LinkedIn.com. This is Tim Cesarek's profile. He's a chief commercial officer at Gevo. He made a post announcing Chevron's investment in Gevo. And among all the likes, you can find this guy, Brian Stonehouse. He's the head of aviation sustainability and risk at Shell Aviation and has been in the company for more than 25 years. A brief look at his presentation makes it even more interesting. His areas of expertise are in aviation biofuels, supply chains, and also commercial negotiations. Another post that can be found on Gevo's LinkedIn page was liked by Dana Sweet. She just recently got a new job at Tailwater Innovations Partners, but by the time she liked Gevo's post, she was working for Shell. During her 7 years in the company, she held several different positions, the most recent of which was as Portfolio Development Manager. Her presentation shows that she's a licensed attorney specializing in energy renewables and leading strategic due diligence and negotiations. Is it possible that there's something going on here? Could Shell be one of the global companies that Gevo is negotiating with? Well, the thing is that Shell is already collaborating with a whole bunch of SAF-producing companies. In October in 2020, Shell signed an agreement with Neste, the world's leading producer of renewable diesel and sustainable aviation fuel. And Shell has made investments in several other SAF-producing companies, World Energy, Sky, NRG, and Red Rock. Earlier this year, Shell also announced a collaboration with another SAF developer, LanzaJet, but some interesting formulations found on Shell's official LinkedIn page may suggest that they will collaborate with a few more SAF producers in the future. So now that we know that Shell is working together with all of these market competitors, would they really believe in Gevo standing on the sidelines? Especially considering Gevo's unique net zero concept.
We're building a world-scale plant. It's enormous. That plant is unique in that it's going to be off the grid. I don't know of another production plant on Earth that has been set up like this.
A fact sheet released from the White House declares that the Biden administration is advancing the future of sustainable aviation fuel. That document states that LanzaJet plans to produce 1 billion gallons of SAF per year by 2030. That World Energy plans to produce 150 million gallons of SAF per year by 2024. And that Gevo currently will be able to produce over 150 million gallons of SAF per year by 2025. But what if Gevo was able to scale up its production by building a net zero 2 and 3, maybe even more? And that could be a reality if all those contracts were to be signed.
How about that? We're talking barrels per day versus gallons per year. Holy crap. I thought that was going to take us a lot longer to get to having to talk that level in contracts.
Considering Shell's ambitions to become a net zero energy business by 2050, working together with Gevo would help them reduce their emissions, maybe even sooner.
If it is not a company like Shell, who is going to do this? We have a duty to make things change, and we have a duty to lead the industry in a collaborative way towards a sustainable path forward.
According to this article in the New York Times, Shell has invested $3.2 billion in clean energy since 2016. But Shell says the investment numbers will increase to up to $3 billion a year.
The total contract value from a net zero plant probably is upwards of $1.5 billion. It's $1.5 to $2 billion across the life of the contract. These are non-trivial, people. This is non-trivial. You don't walk in and go, hi. We're talking about financeable offtake agreements as a prerequisite for building anything. And so, it does take time.
So what do we make of all this information? Well, one thing's for sure. The interest between Gevo and Shell should be mutual. I mean, talk about a win-win situation. And if they're not already negotiating today, they probably will in the future. Time will tell. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I promise to return soon with more due diligence on Gevo. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Until next time, bye-bye.